Collingwood pull a surprise change leading into the last game of the home and away season. Let's talk about it. So, not much to talk about with Melbourne's team. They go in unchanged to the team that lost by 6 goals to Hawthorn. But Collingwood, on the other hand, 2 changes, right? We knew Jeremy Howe was coming in, and thank God, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But Roan Steele comes in for his 3rd AFL game. Now, if you watch my VFL review, you know I had just incredible words for Roan Steele. I absolutely love the way he goes about it. If we're needing run, he is the guy to just give you all that run. He's putting up 14, 15, sometimes maybe not 16, but 14 or 15 kilometers a game, which is unreal for a kid who, mid-season draft, he dominated in the VFL. He has been dominating in the VFL. And we've been talking for a while that you need to start awarding VFL players when they're playing well. And Roan Steele is that guy. Now, we drop Ed Allen, and I kind of suspected Ed Allen. I talked about that in my preview of this game. But we're also dropping Will Parker. Now, I think that's pretty harsh. I think it's pretty harsh on Parker. I thought he had a fantastic game, played his role really well, was able to, unleash Dan Houston and Isaac Quaynor to sort of do their thing. Now, I understand that Jeremy Howe coming in will let Dan Houston, Isaac Quaynor, Perryman, all these guys to do their own thing and get up the ground when they need to. So that makes sense. But I thought with what Will Parker was able to do as that small defender, that he would be given another go, even if it came on as a sub or something. But it looks like, they're just going to get him ready for the VFL finals because we've got that wild card on Sunday. So Ed Allen and Will Parker will more than likely play in that game. They would probably, they'll actually probably carry one of those as a carryover emergency. So the emergencies are Mason Cox, Ed Allen, and Will Parker. So one of those guys will be a carryover emergency. They're not going to play anyway. They'll play on Sunday. The big one for me, though, is the Mason Cox, Dan McStay thing. Now, we know that earlier on in earlier on in the week, Craig McRae came out and said, Cox's magnet is thereabouts. We don't know, or he didn't say we don't know, but he said, McStay, Cox, that's the sort of talk that we're going for. It looks like they're persisting with McStay, and if they've persisted with McStay here, which I'm all 100% for, by the way, I don't think that we will see Mason Cox in the AFL team again unless there's an injury. This would have been the perfect time to try Mason Cox up there in some sort of forward setup against a good, really good, probably the GOAT ruckman in Max Gawn. Now, the thing for me is this should be the settled side. This is pretty much our best 23 going forward into finals. There's not really anyone else, unless Mitchell, Will Huskin-Elliott, Mason Cox. These guys can absolutely have the game of their lives in the next 2 weeks because you've got the wildcard round, and then I'm pretty sure from the wildcard round, you go straight into the first VFL final. I don't think they have the bye. So you go into that. They will need to play their absolute heart out to be able to play that first final, whether that be against Adelaide, Geelong, or whoever that will be up against. But this is our most settled side. Well, it should be our most settled side. We have no big key injuries. Jeremy Howe has come back from his concussion protocols, and we are the strongest that we've been. How that translates onto the football field is a whole different story. What I do love about this is the trust of Roan Steele. Now, I feel like this is a dress rehearsal for him. If he can play a fantastic game, he keeps his spot in the side. He's been named on the wing, so he's named on the field, which means that he's not going to be the substitute. We'll talk about who I think will be the sub in a second. But Roan Steele is named on the wing, and he's just going to give us that pace. And, something that we've probably been lacking over the last couple of weeks. We changed it a little bit against Adelaide, but now we've got this high, fast runner. And he's an elite ball user. 32 disposals in the VFL, bunch of clearances, bunch of tackles. Can use the ball incredibly, incredibly well. So I love that he's getting another go. Probably was a little bit stiff to get dropped after that Gold Coast game because everyone played terribly. But I understand. Goes back to the VFL. He hones his craft. He comes back in now and is absolutely I'm so excited for him. for the last 6 or 7 weeks, right, we've been wanting Jeremy Howe back into this side since that Gold Coast game. We probably aren't in the position we're in if we do have Jeremy Howe in our side. We've got him back now. I'm not counting the Hawthorn game because he was only out there for a minute. But we finally got him back now. And now we can see what our defense looks like again from, prior to the Gold Coast game when we did have Frampton, we did have Howe, and we did have Darcy more over there in the back line and holding up those defenses. And what I love as well is that Dan McStay will only have to do 2 roles as opposed to 3. He's only going to play forward and he's only going to play in the ruck. He won't have to play in the defense to cover Darcy Moore, to cover Billy Frampton when they go off. Jeremy Howe will be there to do that. So I think it really does give us a lot of flexibility. And that's why I'm saying that this is the strongest side we've probably fielded all year. And I know we're missing Bobby Hill, and that probably doesn't happen going forward. But, hopefully it does, but I really don't think it will. They're going to err on the side of caution with Bobby Hill. But I absolutely love this team. Again, Will Parker, very stiff to miss out, but I'm so excited for Rone Steele and see how he goes about it. Let's get this bloody win. Let's absolutely get this win. Let me know your thoughts down below on the team. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll soup you later.